that's my faith because she continues to just like stop short of the upper echelon. Sometimes it's because of Dash. It's all Dash sometimes drags people down. I can't wait for the ultimate betrayal where Dash and Gilda end up fighting each other. But I'm not sure when that's gonna happen. So are you ready to begin? I know it's still 2 minutes, but I think we should just start already. We got a zebra versus a dragon. And they both, I think, have 1 win, so someone's gonna have their second win. Yep. Ember is 1-6, Zecora is 1-7. Zecora with the worst record, it's no longer Pinkie Pie. Isn't that a surprise?
Yeah.
Oh no, the frame skipping has already happened. That's alright, if we could suffer through frame skipping to actually finish the show, I'm fine with that. I just don't want it to like break down.
Yeah. Breakdown.
Stop it. First off, JoJo's. Second off,
I
bites the dust.
I've grown more tolerant of JoJo. I used to fucking hate JoJo.
Why? It's amazing.
Because at the time, I knew nothing about the show. I knew nothing about the manga. But one of my friends would post out of context JoJo memes over and over, even though we told him to stop. And the thing that really ruined it for me was we had an ongoing RP.
And he would play Dio and be like, it was me, Dio, all along.
No. See, in the RP, it was basically throw whatever you wanted. And over time, it slowly moved away from that. But one of the things I did is one of my characters was a Digimon fan. Just because I wanted to use my Digimon knowledge somehow. Eventually, for their birthday, someone just randomly gave them a Digimon. I had no intention of doing that as a storyline, but because of the nature of the RP, that's just how it happened, and I ran with it.
Okay.
That, the same person who would spam JoJo memes took that as a sign of, oh, hey, let me throw this random JoJo character, this random JoJo OC, into the RP with no prompt whatsoever.
To be fair, I would have thrown some Saint Seiya character in, but then it would be like, oh, I gotta defeat the god!
Well, the difference between the two is I set up my Digimon thing. I had months where just this character would talk about out their knowledge of Digimon and reference that. But I had no intention of actually bringing in Digimon. It was just a character quirk.
See, I would just have the guy wear the armor, and like no one would realize what he was until he revealed it.
That's fine. That if you built that up and set it up, that's fine. This guy just had a JoJo OC show up out of nowhere while we were on a beach.
I mean...
And I was like, I don't care about JoJo. It's not that I didn't... It's not that I was against JoJo OCs, it's just... The guy just threw him in with no prompt. And it ticked me the fuck off.
Then again, I play more canon characters than OCs if I do Saint Seiya RP. Just because canon's great. It's amazing.
Yeah,
We know you play as Tai. We got it.
No, actually, the fucking characters that I was with were mostly...
Matt?
No, I just played characters that... that most of my characters were simply characters that liked the show and remembered it.
Do you count? Amazing. Yeah, see, I wouldn't be playing OCs. I'd probably be playing cannons if I played any RP now because I just like playing cannons.
Very rarely do I play canon characters. Like, the only one I have is Sunset Shimmer. And you could argue she's not Sunset Shimmer anymore.
Super transformed her. Yeah, we know. We've had this storyline already.
Yeah.
We talked about it in great detail. I like playing cannons for Saint Seiya just because there's like so many of them that are amazing. Like Death Mask, the insane person who just ends up slaughtering like a village full of people because tribute. Apparently bad guy, but he's a good guy actually. No one knows if he was making up they killed everybody or not. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
What we should be talking about, Saint Seiya, we should be talking about this spine buster that Ember's trying to just murder Zecora with.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Also, Pile Driver. Also, might be a time for a gore. Gore! Gore! Ember, what are you doing?
Or...
Why aren't you pinning? Ember just doesn't want to pin. Pile Driver again. Here we go again. Another gore attempt. Two gores. Is that enough? No. Gore. Number 3.
Gore,
oh, never mind. It's a
number
lariat.
3.
She's lariated the fuck is a gore. You know, if I think about it, this is actually a match that would have happened in WWE, considering who they use as their bases.
Yeah.
Rhino and R-Truth. Even like 2004 or 2002 or whatever, when R-Truth was K-Quick. I can't believe everyone forgets about K-Quick.
That's because he gets overshadowed.
By R-Truth. And Ron Killings.
Yeah.
In TNA. They held actual world titles.
Yeah.
Brings up an interesting question, though. Would you rather, if you were a wrestler, have actual world titles and like main event spots in the number 2 Fed in America, or have like, you know, mid-card status for life in like the most major Fed and make a whole bunch of money? Would you rather have money or accolades?
Money.
Amber wins! Fuck you, Zecora.
Hey, I called it.
I don't know how Ember wins. She's now 2-6, and Zecora drops to like the worst. That's like 1-8. That's horrible. $15, $12, who do I have less faith? This is that next match is who I have less. Is who do I have less faith in? Do I have less faith in Gilda or do I have less faith in Chrysalis? Because they're both pretty shit. If we're being honest with each other. You know that?
Yes.
They're both not great. By the way, Mario, you can come out and referee this match. Ember defeats Zecora. I gotta post it on Twitter. On Twitter.
Tweet. Also, I'm 1-0. Yay.
Also, we have we'll be doing something for LLPCon for those that are actually gonna be participating in that or watching us or watching whoever, because that's gonna be fun. I can't wait to do that. Actually, it'll be me and the co-host. We'll be doing a 16 waifu tournament, probably in the winning type of match that's being voted on right now. It looks like it's gonna be exploding ring deathmatch, which may involve double KOs. Yeah, for the MLPCon. That's supposed to be June 12th, June 13th, so like in a month. So that's gonna be fun. I'm hoping Mario's fucking fat ass. I'm hoping to get a custom ring made for that convention, kind of like I did last week for the BGCon. But we'll see if I can get.
When is MLPCon again?
June 12th, June 13th.
Okay, so in about a month.
Yeah, in about a month. Obviously, we're probably gonna leave the voting to you and ons, or you fans, who gets in and who doesn't get in, which might be a horrible decision, but it'll be hilarious. So I'm probably going to put. Oh, yeah, you don't need a mic. We'll be doing what we're doing right now, except we'll be doing it as part of the convention. We'll have a custom ring made. Obviously, we'll have we should have a custom ring made. You guys will be voting, obviously on straw poll for who you want to see in it. The match type is already, we already have a poll of that. We won't be having any more extra commentary. Because last time we tried to do it, that was something. Also, people are still posting their. Oh, hey, look, it's a. Is that Dash? Hey, Mutant Football League. People are still posting their waifus for me on Twitter. I can't wait for the con. I mean, it should be fun. Obviously, as I told you offline, as I told you we were off cast, Miss Maine's VA is gonna be part of it. That's gonna be amazing to see. Hour-long panel for her Q&A. I hope that doesn't go too clusterfucky. But
I mean,
it's an online con, so I think it's going to be clusterfucky.
I think what they could easily do. I know this is /MLPCon, but
what? Are you trying to figure this out?
The mods could easily screen questions before they get asked.
They could. Should I bring up all the panels that are already on the thing or not?
Go for it.
Okay, so please note, I'm not the one that does the panel organization here. So it's gonna be it's definitely gonna be 2 days of insanity and fun. I don't care if I'm currently signed into my regular account. Can I just scroll down, please? All right, if I can get. All right. So panels and activities. Here we go. 50 minutes anytime. Watch. So great and powerful, and Pinkie Pie swear for an hour. You know?
Yeah.
Sketching audience suggestions. Make her real pony tulpas, which, you know, I thought was going to happen eventually. The preaches of the princess and confessing your sins. Equestrian wrestling entertainment. A cooking variety show. Nostalgia bombing hour. Kicky Ball, which is basically the friendship games, which is the friendship association games, which I think is just the 4chan but more pony oriented. You know, the 4chan Cup.
Yes.
The Barcast, which is, you know, a podcast.
I would love to get on Barcast. Barcast sounds fucking great.
18 plus MLP porn viewing. Obviously, it's got to happen somewhere. After dark. MLP podcast live. Dying on stream. Ponyholics Anonymous, the one where we drink, which is basically BerryTube. I'm gonna be honest. And Ellie Ray, which isn't that bad. You know, there's some things there that are weird, but again, I've seen worse at conventions. You know what I mean? You're going quiet. Are you saying there's not weirder at conventions?
I believe there's weirder.
I've seen weirder, especially at furry conventions.
Furry cons are an experience in and of themselves.
They're pretty great. Also, we have a winner in like Chrysalis defeats Gilda.
So I'm 1-1. Fuck.
I didn't expect it to go that fast, to be honest. I thought Gilda would put up a little bit more of a fight, but I guess, you know, Spinebusters are in. Alright, so Chrysalis gets a victory to the complete shock of, well, most people. Most Anons, because I wasn't expecting her to win. Alright, so Autumn Blaze versus Adagio. One of these won a title shot against Trixie and lost and dropped so far down. And the other one, well, you know, won a proving ground match and lost and dropped so far down. You gotta ask yourself, is this where you want to be? Marble's gonna referee.
Let's see. Let's go on 4chan and...
Are you really just gonna go on 4chan?
Yeah, I'm gonna check some of the...
MLP threads out?
I was gonna check, let's see here. Science and math. No, I know where I want to go. I wanna
So
go on
basically,
history.
I think they know. I'd be upfront. I'd be like, look, this is, look, I think Ellie Ray knows exactly what she's getting into. Or at least somewhat knows what she's getting into. I think she's fine with it. I don't think she cares. Others would.
First thing on r/history. Or not r/history.
Slash his.
The history board.
Slash his. It's a his board. It's
Yeah,
a,
slash his.
Yeah. Everyone hiss for his.
Which U.S. president would would have the best chance of surviving an Air Force One type scenario? Hard mode, Theodore Roosevelt is not. My answer is Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson was a fucking badass. Andrew Jackson is the only president to have someone shoot at him. Like, this is a really funny story. So, some assassin tried to shoot at Andrew Jackson. His pistol misfired. And Andrew Jackson picked up his cane and beat the guy until the guy got arrested. He beat him with his cane.
You know who I'm going to go with?
Who?
It's an obvious pick, I think.
Who do you go with?
I think it's a guy who got assassinated, but who I think if
Lincoln?
Yes, I'm going for Lincoln. Look, the man is pretty large and lived in the wilderness and wrestled bears and apparently was a vampire hunter and all this fun stuff. I'm joking, but like he's legitimately seems like he'd be tougher than most. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a hard decision because you could really probably put like Lincoln, you could probably put George Washington in there. You know? Because George Washington was an actual general. He's fought in wars. You know what I mean? His blubber would protect him. That's not. That's like saying if you had Nixon and basically Nixon just lied his way out of it. You know?
Yeah.
Here's the scenario for you, the worst president for that kind of scenario.
I mean, we could all go the easy one of FDR. He was in a wheelchair.
I'm gonna put this out there. I think FDR in a wheelchair is more of a threat than a guy like Grover Cleveland.
Oh God, Grover Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland somehow looks into 2 turns. Not even concurrent, they're just apart.
Also, fun historical fact that I learned the other day. So, there was this Mongol princess.
Are we sure it wasn't Genghis Khan in a dress?
No, it was not Genghis Khan in a dress. Let me find her. The Mongol princess.
I still think it's Genghis Khan in a dress.
Yes, the Mongol princess wrestler. Kutaloon. Also known as Kutaloon was known basically
Splash.
her
Autumn Blaze.
Her father promised her that she would only, or she insisted to her father that she would only marry a man who could defeat her in a wrestling match.
No one did.
No one did.
I know this story. Because I think I've seen it happen in wrestling. Pro wrestling. More or less. Remember when China and Eddie Guerrero were a thing?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a tale of her that she defeated like 500 different men, all who... Because back in Mongolia, in ancient Mongol society, money really wasn't a thing.
Strength equals power, right?
Well, no, money really wasn't a thing. Instead, what was considered currency was how many horses you had. That was how you defined your wealth. And Kudaloon, in order to wrestle her, there was like a upfront payment that you needed to make of like 50 horses. So by the end of her reign, she had like at least 10,000 horses.
Can you imagine having 10,000 horses? And they all be all be ponies?
According to this, she was technically related to Genghis Khan. She was his great-great-granddaughter.
I knew it because that... But truthfully, I gotta be honest. Who isn't somehow related to Genghis Khan?
That's probably true.
She was the real Pegasus sister. She might have been. For real.
Anyway, let's go back to... Go back to Hiss, because I am a history nut.
Stunner by Autumn Blaze. Might actually get this done right now. Right now. Marble counting. No. We should probably stay more on task when it comes to... Actually, you know, never mind. We're probably not going to be able to stay on task for the MLP Con. And that's fine because, you know, Clusterfuck is a perfect scenario.
Yeah.
Up top, Moonsault. No. I'm surprised. Surprised Outblaze hasn't won this match yet.
Here's an interesting thread on Hiss. The year is 565 AD. Justinian I has died childless at the age of 83, but not before revealing his one true heir to be you, Anon. What measures do you take to ensure the flame of Rome burns forever?
Procreate.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, your first thing should probably be getting heir to everything. Wow. What? Automod, no. Well, should I post that, or do you not even see it?
Sure, post it. Fuck it.
All right.
Okay, let's go to /MLP. Where is...
I mean, why not? Fuck off. I mean, if you're a heir to a fortune, you gotta make sure that you have your situation straightened out. You gotta have a heir to your grand empire, and then you gotta do something. You gotta go conquer someplace. Like, even if it's like conquering like something that just, you know, exists out there, like a 20 count out. Really? This is gonna be a rematch down the line because this is a count out. In 1844 by count out. Did you have Autumn?
I had Autumn.
You won by count out.
Yes.
You lucked out.
Rip.
You won. How do you rip? Because it's a count out? Because it wasn't...
No, I'm saying rip to Dizzle.
Yeah, rip to Dizzle, but God, count out victory? That's pretty hollow. I guess however you can get them. We really need to start making more waifus for this league.
Yes.
I need to sit down and make So we need to make Fleur for sure. Obviously, Minuet, because it was requested. Freaking Indigo Zap will be easy to make. Other of the other, Crystal Prep Elite will not be easy to make as much.
Yes.
Twilight Sparkle and Tempest versus Octavia and Vinyl. Yeah, that's fine. Everything's fine. Swingy Bell's the referee. Fine. She's not going to be a biased guy. Kieran's are better. I don't think Kieran's are better. I think Kieran's are more sneaky, apparently, winning by countout. I can't believe that actually happened. That is extremely, like... That sounds typical. Alright, so we got Vinyl and Octavia, who I'd call probably the #1 contenders to the best ship titles, even though they lost the title match, but that was, championship final, wasn't an actual title. I mean, a defense for the champs. And they're facing Twilight and Tempest, who are apparently returning to a tag team match. And if Twilight loses this match with Tempest, she might go running to Luna for assistance instead. Because we had this discussion before we started streaming that Twilight actually has a surprising amount of ships. Twilight and Tempest, Twilight and Luna, Twilight and Celestia, Twilight and Rainbow Dash, Twilight and Applejack, Twilight and Glimmer, Twilight and Trixie, Twilight and possibly Pinky. Is that it?
Yeah.
Because it's not like Twilight and Rarity is an actual thing, right? Although that was a thing. It's a small thing. But truthfully, you can if you try hard enough, you can force any ship. Right?
Yeah.
How many ships have you forced, co-host?
Oh God, that's a question I need to think about. I know one of my favorite random crack ships is Sunset Shimmer and Spitfire.
So
They were
Team Orange, we get it.
Well, they were childhood friends who grew up in Manhattan and had dreams of grandeur. And then Sunset got drafted to the school for Celestia School for Gifted Unicorns, aka totally not the Xavier Institute.
Look, if it's the Xavier Institute, there'd be a lot more I-beams.
True.
And the person with I-beams apparently somehow getting the best-looking chick.
See, the story I have drafted in my head is Spitfire tried to follow Sunset by joining the Royal Guard, then realized the Royal Guard sucks, and decided, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to join the Wonderbolts. Because they used to be cool. I have this headcanon that until Spitfire came along, the Wonderbolts were essentially a ceremonial bullshit thing, just like the Royal Guard. Because why do you need an elite squad of fighters when you haven't been in a war in 10,000 years?
I'd like to point out that they're both still ceremonial.
They are, but at the very least, the Wonderbolts are still treated as a big deal.
Even though they're a bunch of jobbers.
Well, yeah, but the difference there is we are shown a couple times in the early seasons that when the Wonderbolts are called in, it's for big bullshit, like when dragons attack.
And then they
wouldn't
fly into a tornado.
Yeah, they get jobbed out, but that's just because plot.
True for the Royal Guard also jobs out a lot to everything.
Yes, but the thing is, the Royal Guard never show any signs that they're useful at all. The Wonderbolts are shown that, yeah, they're useful sometimes.
I like to think that the Royal Guard is basically untrained. Like Shining's done a horrible job. Because he was busy being Surfer Cult.
My headcanon has always been that the Royal Guard are closer to, like, the Swiss Guard. They are based purely on tradition, have no real modern military training, and are using weapons that are outdated by centuries.
Celestia probably stopped training them the moment that Luna got banished.
Yeah, that's what I've always...
Maybe it was Luna who was doing all the training all along.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. They're for show and ceremony. The Swiss Guard back in the Vatican, yes, they have their pikes and spears and old uniforms. But if someone actually attacked the Vatican, Swiss Guard wouldn't do shit. What would they do? Stab you with a halberd?
Oh, no. I think all Royal Guard members are trapped. Fucking hell, Octavia killed Tempest. Well, there looks like someone just is gonna end up fighting in for the titles again.
Hey, I guessed it right.
And that was quick. That was under 10 minutes.
So I'm currently
9:44.
I'm currently 3-1.
Octavia critically tapped. By the way, I follow a fair amount of Pony RP accounts. We have a Tempest here that pings that not in the chat, but like on Twitter.
Oh no, I've noticed.
She's not gonna be happy about this result. I'm gonna be honest. The vinyl that follows me might. All right.
Yeah, the halberds are just ceremonial. I don't think, like, maybe the Swiss Guard carries pistols on them at most. I don't think that the Swiss Guard actually I can look that up.
Do you do that? I'm gonna put together what might be either the Rarity's shining moment, or not Rarity's shining moment, Rarity's chance to get back in the main event, or Derpy's chance to just piss everyone off who likes Rarity one fell go with a rope of destiny.
Okay, so the Swiss Guards are equipped with traditional weapons as well as modern firearms. Since the failed assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II in 1981, a much stronger emphasis has been placed on the Guard's non-ceremonial roles and has seen enhanced training. But the difference here is, again, it's never shown. But I believe that guns exist in Equestria. It's just, they are highly either different from what we know, or still like single shots. And I had a conversation with someone about this. They asked, would you want guns in MLP? And I'm like, in story, no, but I think they exist in universe. It would make sense that at least, like, gunpowder is known.
Well, I mean, fireworks are known. Look, it's fine. We can just.
See, I disagree with that. You can have all the magic in the world, and a gun is still gonna kill you.
I don't know. I mean, shield spells are quite nice.
Yes, but the difference is you have to be able to raise a shield spell. One of
Okay, there's
the
also that whole
conversations-
thing about people about like the aura scenario where like auras, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole Ruby argument. I don't agree with that because as far as we're shown in the show and how I've always written it, is magic has to be intentional.
I mean, I think the higher of a wizard that you are, the more likely you are to have that aura thing. Like I think alicorns are gonna have it. I guarantee you they are. You know what I mean?
It's one of those things about fiction and superheroes. And...
Here's a counterpoint for you. I do agree with you that I think guns are in universe. I think they're really shitty. I think we're talking about like dumb fucking freaking
blunderbusses.
Well, yeah, like dumb fucking like you know, British American like 1700, you know, 1770s.
Fucking what are they called? Like dueling pistols and muskets.
You can be like extremely like futuristic in one area and it be the shit in the other.
Well, here's the thing, is the reason guns wouldn't be that advanced is because, again, Equestria hasn't had a war since, at most, the Crystal Empire in Sombra. If you count that as a war.
I don't think they even would use guns for that war, because I think guns would just not be as good to take out a large amount of... You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've always gone into the assumption...
Gun hard to use with hooves too. You're right, James. It would probably have to be unicorns using the hoof.
See, I always debate that fact.
So do you think they get rid of that? Do you think it's just a pull back then? And like there's no guard?
No. Here's the thing. You just make the trigger or guard larger. We've been shown multiple times. That hooves are much more dexterous than we assume they are.
Yeah, but I don't think the dexterous hoof is going to actually fit in a spot that it can't fit.
Yeah, and you make the trigger guard larger. You make the trigger a bit more, like, harder to
I just see it more like a super scope scenario for, like, you know what I mean? That you got a button that does it.
Yeah, or you could do what Fallout Equestria does and have it be mouth-based.
I don't like it being mouth-based.
I don't either.
Because it shoots you, so it's like there'd be a lot more accidental death if there's a mouth trigger.
Well, the other thing is you got to account for the noise and it being that close to your ears.
Can you imagine like a pony just firing it and be like, "What? I can't hear you! I can't hear you!"
What? It's like that one bit in the Lord Slug movie that TFS did. What? What?
I always think more like magically enchanted weapons and stuff is probably the best way that they would fight in Equestria. You know what I mean?
Icy Lumberjack, I disagree with you on that. Yes, they are in nature prey creatures, but the moment you throw sentience
I don't know.
There,
I mean, I see Fluttershy kind of go pretty crazy hunting down animals.
I mean, we've seen Fluttershy basically snap a bear's neck. It wasn't actually snapping his neck, but you get the idea.
Dude, Fluttershy and Daniel O'Brien. That is like the best combination. Daniel O'Brien. I'm telling you, that's the best comparison. That besides Twilight and John Cena. Because Daniel O'Brien is undefeated against bears. You know that?
Whenever you say prey creatures, I'm like, yes, in nature. But also, they're sentient. They have cities that are equivalent to what I would assume is 1920s-ish New York.
They have a lot of themed cities. I should say that.
Yeah.
They have one based on Las Vegas. They have one based on, you know, a village-ish scenario. Carolot is obviously based on, I think, like medieval time. You know what I mean?
I've always gone under the assumption that at most, tech-wise, ponies are late 1900s.
Super kick.
So like, they haven't figured out, or they're at most late 1800s. So like, they haven't figured out planes yet. But we have steamliners. We have dirigibles.
If this reminds me of the whole scenario of Equestrian reminds me of Arcanum. If anyone's actually played that game, it's like in gameplay wise, kind of like Fallout, except instead of a apocalyptic wasteland, it's like a magical technology mishmash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the technology seems to be like 1700s, and the magic just seems to be like well, you know, your basic. It's hard to say what the magic is from because you got like so many different like magic like things, but there's your basic elemental tree and your healing and your poison and your stuff like that.
Yeah. Again, I've always assumed Equestria is at most early 1900s. Like, again, they haven't hit World War I yet, is what I'm trying to say.
They probably never will. That's if we're including the movie, like they've already extended their domain past the actual equestrian borders. The frozen north is theirs. The south with the hive is apparently theirs. Griffinstone is part of them now. Halfway across. Halfway.
I wouldn't count Griffinstone because Griffinstone is its own thing.
Well, associated. It's like, you know what I mean?
They're allies.
The Equestrian Empire does include Griffinstone as a independent country. Also, Derpy won with an armbar again.
See, I always debate whether or not Lauren wanted it to be medieval because Lauren invented Manhattan. Also, yay, Derpy.
Not.
But also, I'm 4-2.
By the way, I want to point this out. Look at that time. That time. 17-17.
17-17, yeah.
I don't know how like. I'm pretty sure the concept of Manhattan was founded long ago. I don't think it's a new concept.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, we all have like, we've done this before. Previous shows have had that kind of city. It's nothing new.
Well, the other thing is...
Am I giving her credit? Am I going to give her credit for, like, inventing that, or am I giving her credit for just thinking about it?
No, the argument is that Lauren wanted Equestria to be a medieval society. I debate that because we have early on in the show, like, one of the earliest gags from Sonic Rainboom is you have ponies, you have Pegasi using jackhammers. And jackhammers aren't actually that old. Let me look. Jackhammer.
Alright, Mod Pie versus Lightning Dust. Because Mod Pie wanted to get her business inside Lightning Dust's opportunity to prove herself against Celestia, and possibly cost her that whole entire match last week.
Yeah, the jackhammer wasn't like the jackhammer as we know it is from the 1850s.
I think it's good that
And-
Equestria is so diverse, though, that you have cities based on Las Pegasus, you have cities based on the
Well,
Old
the
West,
other
you have
thing
cities
is-
based on medieval, you have cities based on more of a modern take, maybe 1920s. You have
people always assume that by the 1920s, oh yeah, we had big cities and everywhere was settled like that. That's not necessarily true.
well, I mean,
The Wild
it might have been just one city. Because we always could just point at New
Well-
York, and that'd be the only place, I think, that was that big.
yeah,
I can't remember
But-
if California had anything big yet going on, like Los Angeles.
San Francisco had been established.
I meant
by
Los
1920s.
Angeles, but
Oh, LA actually was founded in the late 1800s.
yeah, but was it that big? As big as like New York? Or not? That's my question.
Let's see here. Los Angeles.
Because I mean, New York
According
is
to-
obviously probably still at that time the biggest city in America. Wouldn't
Let's
you agree
see.
with that?
Yeah, hold on. I'm looking. By 1910, or by 1921, Hollywood had merged with LA, and yeah, it was about the same. It wasn't as big as
But it's
New
still
York,
pretty big.
but
Okay.
yeah, it was similar in technology
Yeah,
and
yeah. I just meant the complete size. Like it's easier to call for your 1920. It's easier to compare Manhattan to like New York than Los Angeles. Because it's a scale that New York was compared to the entire rest of the nation.
yeah.
Also, we have the Frozen North, the Crystal Empire, which I think, God, I don't know what the Crystal Empire would have to be based on. Toronto? Toronto?
I always based Crystal Empire off old, like medieval era kingdoms, like old
So
English
are we gonna?
stuff.
So the Frozen North, I thought would be based on Canada in general.
Nope.
No, you're not gonna go with Canada in general. There's a lot of snow.
No, because I think it would be more based on
Yeah,
Scandinavia.
cities are made of crystal here in Canada. I meant okay. Well, you know, you can try hard in crystal. Nah.
No, but in Sweden they do have like bars made out of ice.
Our dogs are polar bears. Could be. ATC, yeah. No, that. So you think it's more of a Swedish thing, or do you not? I mean, like a Swedish,
See-
Norway, Finland like thing.
I always go for a Swedish, Norway, Finland, maybe Scottish if you really want to push it. And again, I really enjoy the idea that Umbra has a Scottish accent.
At least it's not a Mexican accent. Russia?
Russia is another option.
Yeah, Russia would be another option. I've seen enough to realize.
like, if you really push it, the Crystal Empire's castle does kind of sort of resemble the St. Paul Cathedral in Moscow.
Speaking of which, I wasn't too sure about Canada because the Quebec Nordiques are nothing but a myth. What? Deadpool won't get it because I'm making a hockey reference.
No, I won't get it.
Good thing for Winnipeg, they got a team back.
My friends would understand that, but I don't follow hockey. The only hockey team I know anything...
How long were the Nordiques actually, like, important in the NHL? That's what I want to know. Because, like...
The only ponies that the only hockey teams I'm familiar with are the Penguins and the Blackhawks.
Yeah, it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like a 4 or 5 year span. Maybe a 6. Looks like 6 year span. Maybe. Oh. If you know a big city, you know a hockey team. Or a former hockey team in some cases. Minnesota North Stars. To the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, I always assumed, and the way I've always written it is that Dragon culture is more based off Spartan culture, because I think strength equals power is something that fits really well with dragons.
Yeah.
The Griffins are based mostly off of the Romans.
They fell apart.
I've always gone with the idea that the cats were the original owners of where Mistmane is from. And I love the idea of cats as Japanese.
2.9, nope. Lightning Dust is trying so hard. Oh, crap, Rope of Destiny! Rope of Destiny! Again! Nope.
The Crystal Empire is based off Nordic or Old English culture. And then the Sirens are the one that I always veer off in a separate direction with. I've always written the Sirens based off Polynesian culture.
Diamond Dogs with Dwarves. You know, I kind of want to say something, but I'm unsure if this is going to be correct. This is probably not going to be correct.
Go for it.
What if the Diamond Dogs were... Nah, never mind. I was going to say they were Irish, but never mind.
I could see
Irish accents. Also, Linus gets her revenge on Mod Pie.
Everyone likes to say, "Oh yeah, the Sirens are Greek." I'm like, are you sure?
They could be Atlantis.
I don't know. I am one of those people who thinks Greek culture is so overblown and pompous, and I hate it.
It's great though because everybody's a dick.
Oh no, one of the arguments I love having with people is who's better, Sparta or Athens? I always say Sparta because at least Sparta was honest about what their intentions were. They wanted to be strong, big conquerors. Meanwhile, Athens is over here like, oh yeah, we're the intellectual moral high ground, and yet they're just as much dicks.
I mean, they were more intellectually based, but they're also more, because they're intellectually based so much, they're pompous dicks.
Yeah.
Which is, they did a lot, but because they did a lot, they got arrogant.
And the other thing is that, hilariously, fucking...
Taker's gonna pull a double book in the last 2 matches.
Whoa. But hilariously, the Athenians were the ones who had an empire.
We've had no run-ins yet. I want you to just know that.
Yeah. The reason that the Spartans never had a large empire is because 2 reasons. A, they had no boats. They had no navy whatsoever. They didn't have the capacity to build boats.
I'd like to point out that the Greeks are the worst because Kratos kicked all their asses.
I mean, you could make the same thing about Norse people if that was your argument.
Look, Kratos is probably gonna kick everyone's ass. He's already beat up the entire Greek spectrum. He's beat up a decent amount of Norse gods. What's next for Kratos?
See, I always get a giggle out of the out of the God of War 4 portrayal of Kratos, because he is a stereotypical Norse hero now, in that he wanted to go home, he wanted to settle down, but he was dragged into conflict.
Yeah.
And yet, their portrayal of Thor as this warmongering god who wants revenge is nothing like Thor at all.
I mean, I think they were combining a few things.
Yeah.
I think Marvel's Thor kind of got mixed up in the action.
Well,
and Marvel's Thor loves conflict. He loves to fight. He always tries to fight Hulk, even though he gets his ass kicked by Hulk. That's why Hulk's better than Thor, by the way.
The problem with Norse culture and portraying it in modern media is we only have 2 official texts of, like, actual historical Norse. And both of them were printed after the Christianization of Norse culture. So, like, in one of those books, it talks about how, there was this super secret god that was more powerful and more holy than all the Norse gods.
Iris? Is that you?
That was there all along, but nobody knew about him. And we're like, yeah, that's probably a retcon by the Christians.
Well, I mean, there's always retcons. That always seems to happen. So we got... this match is the match that I wanted to do last week, but we had issues. We had the internet die. But right now we got this chaotic 4-way match. I mean, this chaotic tag team match. I think this was the match that you were going to win on, or lose on. I think you won last week only because this match did not happen. So, yep. How do you feel about, this match making a return, and you winning last week because Trixie hacked? Trixie hacked the stream to save your record. Because I think you put Shy and Treehugger then, too. didn't you?
Yeah.
So Trixie hacked because she didn't want to feel bad about ruining your points. Also, triple moonsault coming out by Treehugger. That is a nice looking move.
Yep. One.
Just a one.
Nothing.
Still way too early for anything. Do you think Glimmer's ever going to get out of Trixie's shadow? I mean, Trixie's undefeated still, for now. And Glimmer, if I look at the record books, is 3-7. I believe all 3 of her wins have actually been with Trixie. I'll have to take a look at that and see if she's actually won any one-on-one matches. She lost against Sonata. She lost against Silverstream. She lost against Trixie. She won in a tag team match. She beat Adagio. So actually, wait, that might be more than. So it's 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins. 4 wins. I'm sorry, that's 4 wins. She's got 4 wins. She's 4-7. I thought I had that right, but apparently I don't, so... Oh no! Silverstream, why are you running in?
Silver wants her fucking title
Silver's
shot.
not getting a title shot. She hasn't done shit to deserve it.
Yeah, but she wants it.
Oh my god, this is like the worst. And Silverstream's going right after, looks like, it's Treehugger and Fluttershy. She's helping Trixie. And Glimmer. So I gotta mark this down that Silverstream has decided to turn. She's still heel, but I think we know what she wants to go after next. Who's even partners with Silverstream if she does enter that tag team division? And Trixie and
Yona.
We don't have Yona right now.
What happened to her?
Remember, we didn't export her.
You should export her.
But she's basic. The AI's not done.
We'll fix the AI then.
They'll take a bit. We should just make her from custom. Use a base. That way I get that fixed. Well, Trixie and Glimmer win. So Silversteve's obviously gonna run in. Alright. Okay, so we're at our main event now. As Trixie continues to drag Glimmer across the finish line. Going like, hey. Alright. Taker, you get to pull this main event contest. And we're actually making it through this cast with minimal issues. No, go up. Thank you. This might be actually a little harder than expected for Applejack in this scenario because you're facing Celestia. You know? It's Celestia. By the way, it's a no time limit match because we need a winner.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see if we got. By the way, if this match does end up being a draw for some clusterfuck reason, Trixie is going to have to fight both of them. I'm not joking. That's the rule. If we cannot come to a decision on this match, they will both fight Trixie. In a three-way dance. Well, yeah, three-way dance. I'm just letting you guys know now because I feel like someone's going to be very angry at me if I tell them after the match happens out of nowhere. But that's the plan, pretty much. Trixie will have an opponent, or she'll have two opponents, depending on what happens in this match. Also, if anyone runs into this match, you're going to end up really, really pissing off one of these two number one contenders. You want Celestia, and Celestia instantly goes for a tombstone. I think that's serious business.
Applejack is gonna win.
Is she?
I don't know.
You said you wanted Celestia, though, just because you don't want Applejack again. Are you? You're not changing. You can't change your vote. It's too late.
Yeah, I know. I'm shit
You're
posting.
shit posting on Applejack. Applejack's gonna win because of the red apple on her shirt.
Yes.
I can't believe
See, it's funny. It's frame skipping on the Discord, but not on Twitch.
Yes. Yeah, I can tell you that it's going to. Why? Why are you surprised?
I'm not. Also, God, it's 5 o'clock and I have a thing at 7.
You said you were gonna start. You said you were writing the stuff.
I was supposed to be.
You wasted your time. That's not my fault, by the way. You can't blame me. Tombstone Power Driver single leg crab. Oh my God, is this actually going to happen? I'm going to see Celestia.
I'm going to talk to my commanding officer about that, but I'll fix it.
I mean, you said you could write essays fast. This match probably won't go longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah, but not... I need to talk to him anyway, because... I'm...
Going after the legs of Celestia, good decision by Applejack, as we all know. All of her favorite moves involve going after the legs, or in the case of the Apple Slam, going for the back. And the legs at the same time, because it's hitting the entire body on the mat. Back first. Spear! Going after the legs again. Applejack has a plan, and she sticks to it throughout every match. She's probably the most consistent character in terms of what she does. You know what I mean? Because she always goes for the legs. Almost always. Legs in the back. Celestia, though, getting up before she can put in a submission. Good for her. Another belly to belly. Going after the legs. Still going after the legs. Just won't stop going after the legs. Throat thrust. So basically, this is a power versus technique kind of thing, because Applejack just goes after the legs with reckless abandon to set up her ultimate submissions. Celestia is going to just try and steamroll with powerful grapples. Submission.
Here, let me...
German of Death, that's going to hurt. Another German to death. Holy shit. Apples is serious. Apple's already had a shot. She lost, but she is coming out of... Oh god. Moonsault! Apples with the moonsault. It's a rope break, but still it's an apple moonsault. Oh my god, she stole Celestia's finisher. Why would you do that? And it goes for an ankle lock. Celestia had her finisher stolen by Applejack. Apple slam out of the ring. Apple. Axe handle. Apple lock, ankle lock again. Apple ankle lock. I think it might be over. 14, they both get in the ring. Choke. Celestia tried to choke the life of Applejack. About 11 minutes in. Game time anyway. Out of the ring again. She's gonna dive to the outside. Yep, axe handle. Applejack. Celestia, you gotta do something smarter here. Both back in the ring at 14 again. God dang, okay, yeah. Celestia might be done.
Fucking... She's still
up,
up,
but she's been hit with a lot of moves. The apple slam to the outside is extremely powerful right now. That's like the 5th one she's been hit by. Is Applejack gonna go for the end? The apple lock. Yep, thought so. So I can pretty much say this: Applejack, should not have. Well, Celestia was doing quite well for herself early on, but then Applejack denied it. So Applejack defeats Celestia.
Welp. So that is, let's see. So hold on, I need to see if I won or not. So that's 1, 1 and 1, 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 3 and 2. Who did Lightning Dust beat Maud?
Dust beat Maud.
Completely spaced out there. Okay, so that's 4 and 2. 3 and 4 and 3.
4 and 4.
Yeah. So I lost because the main event is always double.
Yeah, in scenarios like this. So you lost. Trixie gave you the win last week, but this week said no. You're losing it this week. For those that haven't watched the whole show, I'm gonna give a quick rundown. Tonight's show started with Ember defeating Zecora in 15 minutes and 12 seconds with a gore. Chrysalis defeated Gilda in 11:42 with a spinebuster. Autumn Blaze defeated Adagio Dazzle in 18:44 by countout. Octavia and Vinyl defeated Twilight and Tempest in 9:44. Octavia broke critically KO Tempest with the Regal stretch. Derpy defeated Rarity in 17:17 nice with an armbar. Lightning Dust defeated Maud in 13:25 with German suplex. Trixie and Glimmer defeated Fluttershy and Treehugger in 12 minutes and 8 seconds. Trixie defeated Treehugger with standing moonsault. Silverstream also came in and attacked Fluttershy and Treehugger, possibly wanting a tag title shot, or possibly wanting to join Trixie. We're still not sure. Number 1 contendership match, Applejack, as you see, defeated Princess Celestia in 12:47 with an ankle lock. And that was